According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, 46% of car seats and booster seats are used incorrectly. So for today's Safe Kids Austin segment, we're talking car seat positioning. And joining us is Dr. Curtis Bashore from Dell Children's Hospital. Good morning, doctor. Thank you for being with us today.
Of course, happy to be here.
46% is a very large statistic. It's not more than half, but it's still a big number.
Well, and some studies say it's as high as 70%. So there's definitely a broad range there. And the reason I came on today is because with the school season approaching, I know a lot of people are thinking of doing that last-minute road trip or visiting family before school starts up. So just knowing how to keep your child safe in a car seat is critical.
It saves their life, as we've mentioned. So first, let's talk about maybe common errors, common things that will trip up a new parent, because this is for a new parent. It's the first time we've used a contraption of this sort.
Yeah, well, I've totally been there. You know, getting that new car seat, you sometimes don't even think about it until you're taking that baby home from the hospital. And so it can be very complicated to use. I know every car seat comes with a manual, but it's good to kind of see what you're supposed to do to secure a child. So kind of to review, what you do, we have kind of an unsecured child here in the car. Well, you want to first buckle the waist straps. A lot of people will sometimes want to do the chest strap first because it's easier, but it's good to do the waist strap first.
So by weight,
yeah,
weights. Oh, I never thought of it being called, because I always think it's just
hips.
sort of at the hips. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you see how I've already kind of pre-loosened this, so you should have it nice and loose to get your child properly positioned. Then you want to buckle your chest strap, and you're going to tighten it. However, you know, different car seats have different ways. The common way is the strap below. You want to make sure, this is very tricky, and this is a very common mistake I see parents making, is that the chest strap here has to be right at the level of the armpits. If you have it too low, you're not properly protecting the child's chest and collarbones and shoulders from recoil. And then finally, you want to make sure, and then you also want to make sure the shoulder straps, as your child lengthens, is always just a little bit below the level of the shoulders where it comes out from the car seat. And then the last thing is what we call the pinch test. So if you're trying to wonder how tight is too tight, how tight should I have my car seat, you want to make sure that when you're pinching at the top of the collarbone, it's a little hard to demonstrate with a doll, but when you're pinching at the top of the collarbone, that you're not able to put two sides of the strap together. So it should be tight enough that you can't pinch both sides together, and that's how you know your child's properly secured.
You talked about, you know, as they lengthen, where the shoulder is, the positioning changes, which leads us to how do we know when and how to transition?
Of course. So every child car seat has a weight and height limit. These infant car seats are meant to be rear facing, and we recommend that children stay rear facing until about age 2, but you should really follow the weight and height limit of your car. Personally, the American Academy of Pediatrics prefers that children stay rear facing as long as possible. So definitely read closely what your car seat allows, but try to keep them rear facing as long as possible. After that, they're in a forward facing car seat until about age 5 or so is at the earliest. Again, this is all based on their weight and height, so wait till they max out, and then they move to a booster seat, and that's usually up from ages 9 to 12. Again, very variable based on height and weight. And
then finally, Dr. Bashore, in the last 30 seconds or so that we have, parents have questions. Sometimes we don't know where to go to help us install or make sure that we've done the right job before we bring baby home or as we're making those transitions. What are some resources our viewers can go to?
Well, luckily there are people who, even more so than me, have decided to learn a lot about car seats, and so they're certified child passenger safety technicians. We have a group at Dell Children's, and you can schedule appointments with them, and they can show you how to troubleshoot your car seat, how to position it properly. So for us, kidsincars@ascension.org is the email that you can send to reach out to Dell and schedule an appointment and have someone take a look at your car. But if you look up child safety passenger technicians wherever you go, you can probably find one that might be closer to you.
You'll find one in your area. Dr. Curtis Bashore with Dell Children's Hospital, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate your time.
Of course, thanks for having me.
We'll be right back.